The community is really going to benefit from the new Public Safety Center in a lot of ways. It's a state-of-the-art brand new facility that's going to allow the public access to us in a way that they've never had before in the city.
It takes a lot of people, a lot of effort, and a lot of time.
It takes every individual, all of us on a daily basis to make this project work every single day.
I grew up in the area. Wanting to make this city great and keep this city safe was a big part of it. It's a great testament to the city of Reno too, just that they would have the leadership and the guts to go forward with a project like this that's so important to the community.
We needed something that was large enough for the expanding police department. The current site that the police department are on would need to be demolished because the building has some real structural problems, along with some hazardous materials that need to be abatement.
The hazardous conditions that you can find in buildings such as this are things like asbestos, things that were commonplace in buildings at the time when this was built. You have old pipes in here, you have old ventilation, you have dust.
They're working in jail cells. The water quality is not good over at the other station. It's important for us in our community to realize that, they're doing a great service for us. They're all protecting us, and we need to protect them as well.
I have employees that work out of old jail cells on the second floor, which is, pretty much an abomination that you spend your life doing a service to our community in a jail cell. It's got bars on the walls. But we're not able to provide the space that these employees need and treat them with the respect and dignity that they deserve. When you work in a building that has issues, that doesn't show the benefits that you are bringing to the community.
We looked at the fact that we could reuse an existing facility. There's a lot of character in the city of Reno, and we do look at keeping some of that character. This building, being the Reno Gazette-Journal, had a lot of history. And I tell you, when I first walked into this building, I felt the buzz of all of the media. It was really energizing. Justin came over and we took a look at it. We knew that it would be a big effort, but to reuse the same building, we thought that it made a good fit.
There was a lot of challenges, a lot of work between our architect and our police department on figuring out how to fit in police department in this building.
Police departments generally don't visit people on the best days of their lives. They're usually when they're having something going on that's creating some sort of trauma or some sort of experience that usually isn't positive. And then to come into a place that's not welcoming and inviting and comfortable, and a place where we don't even have private rooms to talk to people currently, is going to change that dynamic completely when they walk into the new Public Safety Center.
First step is you've got to have an architect. We probably sat down for at least 9 months going back and forth. Is this space the right size? Does this space have enough windows? How do we get access for video and surveillance and that sort of thing? They did an absolutely fabulous job putting together a set of plans for us.
When I looked at the designs initially, I was so proud that they were already in that space where they needed to be. There were very few modifications that I even had to suggest.
We looked at it's called a design bid build, because we already had the design. So we put it out to bid to the public. Plenum Builders, they were our selected bidder.
Part of it is that we knew that the city needed this project. We knew this was a community need, and we knew it was a challenge. And so we sort of look at ourselves as someone or a company that is willing to step up and take on a tough challenge.
One of the things that we also looked at in that time period is funding. As you all know, everything doubled in price practically after COVID, and that was a shock to us.
The pandemic affected construction in so many different ways. All those things sort of, conspired to go against the cost of the project. So that was a challenge. But, I think we did a great job of bidding out the project, getting the right subcontractors on board, vetting the pricing, making sure that it was fair and reasonable based on the current economics.
We sat in a room and we were like, okay, what can we do here? How can we provide the community with the facility that this community really needs? Our project manager, Justin George, he actually came over here and moved his office here, and it worked out really well because he had 100
15,000 square foot to himself.
One of the major challenges early in the project is upgrading the structure of the building. So this building had to be upgraded from a level 2, which is what it was required for when RGJ occupied it, to be a level 4 risk category building. The upgrades that we did to the structure and foundation make this building able to withstand a larger disaster and remain operational, to be able to provide service to the community during a major event like an earthquake. Some of the elements involved with that upgrade include upgrading the foundation, increasing the seismic capacity. So we had to add larger footings, larger foundations under the columns. We had to add some seismic braces to the building. We reused as much of the building as we can. We salvaged a bunch of steel, and a bunch of concrete, and a bunch of materials from being demolished and tossed into the landfill. We worked with the carpeting manufacturer to remove all of the carpet in the building and send that off to be recycled, rather than 100,000 square feet of carpet being removed and dumped in the landfill. Replaced a lot of the old inefficient 40-year-old HVAC systems with up-to-date efficient mechanical systems. Not only does it have a backup generator, but it's also going to have solar and a battery system to provide resiliency in this building to be sustainable and better serve the police department and community. So sustainability is something we're thinking about from the beginning, from design through to the end in construction.
We're able to expand our women's locker room areas and allow for that growth that we're hoping to see in our organization as we diversify and move forward. There's going to be space inside that facility that will allow us to conduct in-house training. We are going to have a much better access to things like a real-time crime center where we can actually see what's happening in day-to-day, providing that privacy, that space, bringing people in, and then growing our department in a manner that makes sense. Moving into that new building and having all that equipment and that ability to do it is going to be very important to help those goals happen.
I believe that we, through our partnership that we have with the contractor, the architect, and my team, Justin and his team, they work together so well that we are going to deliver an excellent facility for this community. It's going to be a generational project. It is a generational project. And I think that our police men and women deserve better than what they have now.
I was very impressed with the team that was on the building team, the design team, our liaison that's working with the police department. Everybody really had a good working knowledge of what we needed to put into a police department to make it modern, but not trendy or flashy, something that is going to withstand the test of time. I can't say enough about the hard work and dedication that all of the team has put forward, and I'm just really excited to see how all their work's going to pay off.
It feels great to drive by and be able to point at something like this and say, we were a part of that, we contributed, we helped get that over the goal line.
It gives me goosebumps, it really does.
Being a part of a legacy project like building a police department, it makes me proud of the work that I do, and it makes me proud at the end of the day when I can go home and tell my family about the things we're doing here.
I want to provide this city and this community what it deserves for the police officers to come to this project, come to this site, be able to grow with this site, and a police officer deserves the best of the best, and that's what this building brings to them, the best of the best.
I think about the people, really, when more than anything. I mean, sure, I'm an engineer and that's what I do, but I think about the people and the people that are involved, and that's what gets me right here, because I think that there's so much heart in this community. I'm a public servant, and I'm going to do my best, and my team, they're going to do their best for the public.